Yes. Good afternoon. Good evening. Okay. Yeah, I have no idea why I decided to record this video. I'm very much down with all the previous ones that I have done in Portuguese, and the number of visualizations is just inexistent. One, two, three, four, and I think this is a way for me to express myself in the let's see here so I can see. Yeah, so I can express myself in a quite of a universal way because English is a language that most of the world do speak. So it's preferable that I do that in English than in Portuguese. Even if I'm going to speak about things related to Brazil, they are also universal things. Um, I'm not gonna dwell on the vices and all the stupid things that are going on here because all the previous videos in Portuguese they do made a clear point about what's going on here in my view of it. So the things that I am want to discuss with you, it's regarding the direction that the world is taking, the way it's taken, with famine and misery and poverty and crazy attempts to reach countries that allegedly have better life conditions for desperate people, really desperate people that they're being expelled out of their lands because of war, because of greed, because of infamy, because of corruption, mismanagement of natural resources. So the list is it's endless, endless. And here the same thing is happening. All the Brazilian native tribes are being under attack. The Yanomamis are now the cue ball, and it is terrible. It is terrible. They all over the world, and here it's just greed. It's just people that already have plenty for 5, 10 generations. They want more. They want much more, much, 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 much. It doesn't matter who does that affect. It doesn't matter um, what this kind of collective actions, because they're not. It's not only one Elon Musk. It's not only one Jeff Bezos. The number of billionaires in the world, it's going up to 2,600, 2,700, give or take. So these people are collectively um, putting together more than they're capable of spending in 15, 20 lifetimes. Why do they do that? Greed. That's all it is. It's more, 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 more for me, me, and that's it. So what's going on is that they created a system for themselves, which was exposed accidentally in a memo from Citicorp, from economists from Citicorp, describing the system that we live in. First, I'm going to the previous system. Okay, the system for kings, emperors, czars, sheiks, all despots, dictators, all those people that had unilateral control over societies. Those people, they enjoy a system that was called plutocracy. This system was 1-for-1. He was the ruler. Yeah, of course, there was some people around enjoying the benefits of being around, but what happened is that they did those systems for themselves. That system for themselves. So they would treat like a central bank as their private account, as if they treated the national treasure as their own treasure. So that was the main system of those people as I described them before, kings and emperors, czars, and blah 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 blah. So the plutocracy, it was because the whole system was constructed around them. So there was no vote, there was no election, there was no contestation. The contestation, you were beheaded. You would go rot in a dungeon, being tortured and all that crap. Like on dictatorships, like the one we had here, and the one we will have as consolidated, because now we're living in a superficial dictatorship. It's don't fool yourself. It's bounded in the bottom. It's it's anchored in a lot of mud. But for the general view, it's a democracy with a bad choice, which is not the case. In reality, we are living in a dictatorship, subdivided but dictatorship. But in any case, a plutocracy was this system that was no way of you having arguments against. You had to be in favor because the monarch, the ruler, was the one that was putting everything around himself. Everybody else was not even second bananas. They were the last bananas on the bunch. You know, they on this movie, as I'm describing, there were second roles. Everybody was an extra. You had extras with spoken parts, but 99% was just extras, mute extras. So what happened is that those guys in 2005 they wrote this memo to explain people in the city court. This was leaked. This memo leaked. Yeah, I have it. I'm going to put the link for them. It's two of them. And then what happened was they described this new system. It's called plutonomy because it's rigged for a group. This group is the very rich, the very wealthy people, the ones that control 85 to 90% of the world production. Those people that socialize the loss but privatize the profit. Those people that live and created a world that serves them in all aspects. But they gave you the false sensation that you have some control over your life. That's called election. That's called democracy. That's called republic. So what happened is this system, the plutocracy, it's similar to the plutocracy, but with the difference that you can fool yourself that you have some kind of representation, that you have some lines on this bad movie, but you don't. They're gonna cut off on the final reel of the movie. They're gonna cut your lines off. You're not gonna be speaking. You're just gonna be voting, and then everything else will come out of your control. Once you here in Brazil, it's it's a machine. You press numbers. But whatever it is, in any way, all you do is vote. After that, it's for the rich. Everything, everything, everything is constructed for them, to privilege them, to benefit them, to serve them. Not you, not the majority, not the society, not the social group. No, it's just this bubble of extremely wealthy people. Because for me, who has a billion is an extremely wealthy person. Somebody that has 100 million is extremely wealthy person. Something that we mortals, we're never going to see that kind of money. They did for several factors. Many of them inherited. And they just learned how to speculate. Other ones just criminally ascended by drug trafficking, human traffic, organ traffic, weapons traffic, influence traffic. You know, there is no honest, honorable fortune in the world, especially because the consequences of them are not honorable. They're not constructive. It's exactly the opposite. They're destructive because they're destroying the society. They're destroying the rules of what could be a perfect structure for everybody to live in peace and harmony with food, with comfort, without access. But those people, they want access. I already said that they want $30,000 purse, $50,000 suits, $25,000 shoes, $100,000 to a million to 2 million watches, cars, 2 million, $3 million. I'm talking. So yes, because of them having so much, most of the world have nearly nothing or very little. So the thing about the plutonomy is that we have to understand it as it is, like those people put on that memo, which it was published in 2005, and 3 years later, after they're saying that this system is unsupportable, unsustainable. 3 years after that, we had the mortgage crisis of 2008. And then all over the world, and then 2010, then 2012. Those crises, even that we're living with the pandemic and everything that comes with it, they are a consequence of this ridiculous accumulation of wealth in very few hands, and the lack of control by the ones that express their political views by the vote, to control those people that they elected, to avoid that those people become billionaires. They use themselves and the state for incorrupted ways to become billionaires also, while the people are just starving and dying, having no perspective of future, have no education, have no hospitals, have nothing. So this was predicted that was going to be like that in 2005. We are in 2022. All the consequences of those two plutonomy memos, they are absolutely here every day. Every act of simple to the biggest corruptions, they go impugned because they are protected by the Plutonomic system. So that's what is going on. That's what is happening. And I have been saying that in all aspects, speaking in Portuguese against the very wealthy people in Brazil, while people have no food, but people are trying to eat bones, soup of bones, trying to eat skin of chickens, trying to eat food from garbage cans. There are people that are throwing food away. So I wish people would understand that this is the way it is. That's the way, and there are solutions to change this. Among those solutions is you establish a system that limits the ability of one human being to acquire wealth. It has to be a stop. It has to be a limit. That's done by the way of taxes. That's done by the way of confiscation to take this money from them. Legally, you can do that because a lot of this money they cannot prove the way they acquire it. A lot of this wealth is being acquired in very dubious criminal and genocidal ways. So you can get them this money back. You can tax churches, top dollar. You can taxes preachers and all those people that don't pay taxes today. You can tax all the people that are profiting from the misery of COVID. There should not be no billionaires made on the past 3 years. But there were nearly 1,000, if not more. So, once again, I'm here trying to put up some words, some sense into this madness, into this crazy shit that's going on. And make sure that people understand this is only happening because of greed. This only happens because of the social abyss that has been created between the have-nots and the ones that have everything. So again, I come here and try to express this so people can understand that there are cure for this disease. It's a legal cure. It's not. You overthrow them and you kill them, you kidnap them, and you do those things with them. No, you legally can restrict their ability to profit, their capacity to accumulate in loss of people that have nothing. So I hope you people think about that. Maybe I'm going to get some views on this. Maybe I will not. It really doesn't matter because what I want to do is just leave my word printed here, impressed here. And don't say that I'm saying stupid thing because it's printed. Yeah. And it's impressed here because I'm impressing people that have common sense, that have good sense, and they're listening right now and saying, well, this guy's not so wrong. Because or we do that, or those people like on that movie, Don't Look Up, they're gonna go away when this place is totally destroyed. Irreversibly destroyed. I mean, desert destroyed. And they go away. And I don't think that's going to be an emu, colorful emu, a bronto, whatever, to eat them over there. I wish, but I don't. So anyway, thank you all for watching it, and yeah. we'll see what's going to happen on this one. Okay. Thank you.